Hey y'all, and welcome back to Friend. Let's talk about it. I'm your girl Shauna Marie, and today we have another special guest with us. This is my girl Ashlyn. Say what's up, Ashlyn.
Hello.
Yes,
Thanks for having me.
of course. You know I had to get you on here. So Ashlyn and we actually met each other at church. It was really cool because this is before I started serving or anything, and I was fairly new to the church myself. And I'm just sitting on the couch, minding my business, and she just started talking to me.
Sat down. I was like, "What are we doing here? What are we waiting on?" We're just all sitting around looking at each other. I'm like, "I came for church."
You was like, you been here before? I said, yeah, have you? You said, yeah, it's like my second time. I'm like, mine too. And then we just started talking.
But that wasn't. You had already joined, and
I don't remember actually. What month was this? This was before your birthday, so it was November. So yeah, I
wow.
was already a member.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had joined in February.
So today we're gonna we're gonna have a little girl talk, and we're gonna talk about dating, and it was a stop for
Fun.
me. We're gonna talk about
Fun.
dating.
That's heavy.
It is heavy, and I think since we both started going to YA in a church around the same time, I feel like we both started
They're
learning.
heavy on that.
Yes,
On dating.
it is, and I feel like we both started learning the way to date and have expressed some challenges and going through it.
I think our church, I mean, shout out on community church. I love how they love their singles.
They
Really
do,
pour into the singles, which is cool.
and they're very honest. They're very frank. I think
Very unapologetic.
very unapologetic. I think I had a you know how you feel like your heart sinking to your stomach. Like I had one of the moments during a sermon one time. Cause my desire, I want a husband. I want to be married. I want my boo. I want my man. And I think it was this one day that our pastor was talking. He was just like, everybody ain't meant to be married. That's not everybody's call. And I'm just like, hold on, Lord.
Right. Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about? Because
It's in me.
I'm a wife.
It's in
I know
me.
it's here. I know it's here. But okay, we're gonna jump right in. Okay, so tell me, and I'll share mine as well. But you can start it off, or you want
Sounds
me to
like
go
truth
first?
or dare.
Truth or dare?
Dare.
The only option is truth.
True.
Okay,
Dare?
so okay, tell me about your dating journey. So before coming to one and you're, changing to a Christian journey, what did your dating journey look like?
My dating journey.
Yeah. Or did you date, or did you just prefer to be single? What were you doing?
No, I dated quite a bit. I think here within the last few years, it got exponentially better. Just exponentially. I was just dating, dating better men, looking for better things. Not only that, the biggest change, I changed. Within the last 2.5 years, I really I went hard on all areas of life. I was trying to level up finance, level up career, level up in the word, level up in just every area possible, and ultimately it just changed my dating. I was therefore dating better men, being around better people, and I didn't do anything in that area other than continue to try to become a better version of myself. And I actually that was my thinking then. And it's even elevated or evolved trying to be a better version. And this is a whole side moment, but that might be what I'm discovering, might be a lie in itself. I'm just trying to be a better version of myself. That was what I fed myself for the longest these last couple of years. And I just got to a season where it's not how to be the best Ashlyn you can be. It's how can I be more Christ-like?
Yes.
That's really it. And your life will 100% change. My dating life has 100% changed.
Yeah.
Before that, I was doing all the things. I was, doing the talk. Oh my gosh, the situationships and the talking stages. I couldn't get out of those. I remember I even had a guy friend was they're talking. I might talk to this person. Yeah, Ashlyn can get a man, but she can't keep a man.
They said that to your guy friend?
I had somebody say that to me. And it stuck with me, not out of hurt, not out of anything other than I believed it for a long time. Maybe that's right. Maybe that's true. Because it's what was happening.
Wow.
So it's I had to look at the common denominator, and it really was me. it was me. I was the common denominator, and in that, like, why can't, what is going on? And it got to the point where I took the focus off trying to keep any man, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be a better Ashley.
Yeah.
And it changed the game.
I love that.
Changed the game. And then, of course, whenever you get into, I mean, the sex talk and all that type of stuff, but that goes with your evolution of trying to continue to grow in your faith. So it all goes in one. But when you shift the focus inward and just solely like, you know what, how to control, you can't ever control that. The only thing you can do is control your actions.
That's good. And I'm glad that you said, like, I changed. That's why my dating changed.
Yep.
Because I feel the same way. Because, like you said, before becoming more Christ-like, I was in the streets.
Whole streets, not even the sidewalk. We were in the streets.
No, I feel like the sidewalk was.
I was in the streets. Everybody was in the streets at some point.
Yeah, but I was in the street. But no, I'm just kidding. I wasn't in the streets because I was actually married. I was married at a point in time. But even before and after my marriage, like even during my marriage, like I wasn't about the right. No, okay, I'm not gonna get to detail. That'll be a whole nother episode on like my marriage. I'm gonna just say I was not a perfect wife. He was not a perfect husband. And even before that, like I felt like I was just doing a lot of soul searching. And I know that comes from like trauma. Like I had a very traumatic past with my father. So it's just like not having that father's love. Like I had daddy issues. So I just want to love so bad. I just want to love so bad. So I was receiving it from any and everybody. Even when I got it, it just wasn't enough. It was like nobody could love me enough for me to be satisfied. Never. So I was just going through, and then like ended up in situationships, heartbreak after heartbreak because I'm just searching for this love, and I'm just like I just want somebody to love me and accept me for me, and just even if me wasn't acting right at the time, like, I just didn't care. I just wanted to be loved for whatever it was, and I think after my most like last relationship after my ex-husband. Lord,
that is a
that one, like I feel like that one broke me because I was starting to grow closer to God. I wasn't fully there, but I had that desire where I was like, I want to be close to God. And he would kind of like, do it with me. We would talk about, we would do Bible studies. So I'm thinking like, oh, this is the one. I felt like I was finally in a place where I was doing right, but I didn't realize I was making him an idol. Like I was literally like, I didn't want nothing. I didn't want to eat, sleep, breathe unless like he was involved.
Wow.
Yeah. So
what
it was like, I don't, girl, anxious. Like I started to develop a anxious attachment style. I used to feel like I was very secure, but like, I don't know. That relationship made me so anxious. It made me like I almost felt like I was desperate. Like I didn't recognize myself.
That, like soul type of.
Yeah, I did not recognize myself.
Wow.
And like it was so painful when we broke up, and when like I finally just walked away from that relationship. Like I was in so much pain, and I was just like, and I literally had, and it was crazy because Transformation Church. Shout out to Pastor Michael Todd. Whoop whoop. Transformation Church really transformed my life, and I've been watching them since 2018, even before I found one. And I went to the conference, the V3 conference, and I remember it's out now on Apple Music. I'm not getting paid for this, but Yahweh, y'all, that's an amazing praise and worship song. But they sang it at V3, and when I tell you, I broke down crying. I was just telling God, I'm like, whatever you want to do in my life, just do it. And that's why I feel like that's when everything started to change. Now I was still in that relationship, but that's when everything started to be like revealed, and I'm starting to see him differently, and I'm starting to feel differently, and I started to feel sick, and I'm like, I can't do this no more, but I want him, and it was just a mess. It was a mess, and I'm just like, I can't do this no more. So I really appreciate God separating me, because when I separated, I really was able to focus on myself and changing who I am, and focusing on God, and like becoming who God wants me to be first and foremost. And then like I feel so much better. Like I feel so much more peaceful. Like I don't have that anxiety. I don't have, girl, that part. Like I don't have that
peace beyond your understanding.
Amen. Like I don't have that desperate feeling that I was feeling for a relationship.
And I think with God, like when we start to idolize it, He'll really reveal that sin to us. Anyway, we need to see it. We're not seeing it this way. He's gonna reveal it to us. And another thing you talked about, those feelings, it's like you just get to the point when you just get so sick and tired of being so sick and tired of whatever situation you're in, just surrender. It's sad sometimes we got to get to that point, but I mean, we're human. Give ourselves grace.
I love that. I love that we kind of like came to that understanding that we needed to change in order for our dating life to change, essentially, and like just focusing on God. Because I feel like God, He knows what you want. He knows exactly what you want, but what He wants more than what we want is that relationship with us. And I do feel like that has changed my perspective so much on dating. So let's talk about how you date now. So what do you think?
Awesome. I love it.
Why you say it like that?
I'm ready for it. Keep going.
Okay, so like how you date now, like what do you think is something you have learned from like how you dated in the past and what you spot like immediately now? Like what's something that you see more?
Myself or others or what?
Like others, like if you're dating a guy and like you didn't notice this red flag before, but now it's just like I pay attention to that.
I try my darndest to like observe the way that they're probably observing us in spaces. I like to do the same. So it's like you'd probably catch some other red flags before. So it's kind of like even with my past dating history, within of course these last few years, it's been most of them I've known for quite some time. They've been in the same spaces, same areas. So it's kind of like I've already seen them interact with some people. I'm a bit more hesitant with men you just meet once and ask you on a date. I honestly kind of find that a bit suspicious, only because if a man does that, he just sees me in the grocery store, and I know we love that movie scene, sees me in a grocery store type of vibe, and asks for your number, this and that. They're just going based off looks. They have no idea if I'm a crazy lunatic. I mean, really, I'm sure I'm not giving off those vibes. I'm not, but it's like the metaphor I'll use is you wouldn't buy a piece of land or a house without just like going and seeing it at least, or observing it, going out to the land, going out to the home, just off the bat. So it's just kind of like, why would they're just going based off looks? So I'm a bit more hesitant with that. I've done it here and there, but I really probably take more serious mentally the ones that I know that they know that they've watched me, and then I've also now watched them. I think those has helped. That has really helped, and those are the ones I look back, I've probably taken a bit more serious. I think the others, because it's just it's hard to learn character throughout these little fairy tale dates. They're whining and dining and taking you bowling, going to the arcade. It's hard to even judge someone's character or even pick up red flags. But if it's someone you've watched in the same area, and that's why as women dating, you gotta get out of the house. You gotta go to places. Go to the Run Club. Shout out, run it up, Dallas. You know, I gotta say that. You gotta go to the Run Clubs. Like, people make fun of that. It's a new dating app. Well, what's wrong with that? Go. You'll go and meet someone in real time, and you know that they are into exercise. You have common interests. Go a few times, see them. If they're continually coming, they care about their health. Go to church. Go find it's Dallas. Go find any group to be in and continually go. Just be consistent. If that person shows up too, that's a space that like you kind of know they're gonna be there next week. Go. It's the same with going to YA and all the other things we do. That helps so much in the dating. Yeah. For red flags, I think time tells. So give time.
Okay. I love that you said like get out, because that was my struggle for a little bit when I was like, I think I'm ready to date again. I didn't want to go outside. I'm like, but I gotta go outdoors.
Well, it's because we just got inside. So it's like we went from the streets, we were outside, but that's how about outside. This outside is a way different one.
We gotta go outdoors.
It's intentional. Outdoors, go do things. It's intentional outside. Yeah. So it's like I'm an outside person, but not like the streets outside.
Same. Not no more. Those days have passed.
I'm
tired now. I'm a grandma. I gotta be in the house by like 9 a.m. I said 9 a.m. 9 p.m. I gotta be in the house by 9 p.m. But no, I like that you said watching too, because I am learning that now, like especially learning how to date properly per se in a Christian community. I know one has put emphasis on watching. Like watch the person that you may be interested. Watch who they serve around. Watch how they communicate with people. And I used to be the type of person where it's just like, if I want it, I'm gonna go get it. What I'm waiting for. He cute, I'm cute. What's up? What we doing? What we doing? Like, what you
Woman
waiting
that knows what she wants.
I did. Like, I would really be like that. But then
No,
thinking
no.
about my past and like how that worked out, I was like, okay, let's try something a little different.
Yeah.
But I will say that is so true. Watching people, just seeing how they serve.
Watching even, I even do that very discreetly. I don't even try to, when I'm walking in rooms, I try not to have, whiplash, looking around. That's obvious. That's even obvious to men. It's subconscious, and it's because you're doing things with an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
There's still, now, I know I just said go outside, be in those spaces, but go to those spaces and still try to be genuine. Go for a genuine reason. Like, okay, I know I want to meet somebody. I should be going to this, run group. I should be going to this anyway. Let me be present. Let me be genuine in this. And if something happens, that's great. But if nothing happens, that's okay. Yeah. It's when you can always tell a person on an agenda. Men can tell it. That's a woman on an agenda. She's here on an agenda. So it's like, you do have to also have a temperament for that. The reason, your why. It might be the why that got you there, but like while you're there, you gotta be present. You gotta be genuine and realistic about the situation, because nothing's promised just because you did go to these events. Exactly. So even watching I'd still leave that up to the man. Even like, no, let them watch a bit more. You're just kind of, yeah. No, just peep. We peep. They watch, we peep.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that if you're gonna go somewhere, and let's say you do have interest in a person, just put in your mind like, even if they don't show up, I'm here for me. Like, be there for yourself. Yeah. You want to be there because you're going for you. Yeah. And if they happen to be there, woo, that's a perk. Cool, you get to see them. Yeah. But that shouldn't be the main focus, like you said. Like me being a past assertive girl that was a go-getter, I have had to learn how to calm down. If they want you, they're going to come get you. And I have to repeat to myself, it's he who finds a wife, finds a good thing.
As women now, I think it might have been a bit easier, a few decades ago, where they didn't have to have that mentality as much. But it's like we have to have that mentality in certain areas and then turn it off in the one area we almost want the most. Is that love and that relationship, romance, all of that. So it's like, you want me to go be a go-getter in every other area, my career, with emotional management, go be friends, go do this, go do that, go be a go-getter. And then the one thing that women, it's a blessing and a curse. I mean, is that not the curse that we got, that you've got, that we have that want and desire in our heart, and it's just something that we have to deal with, and we deal with it in a graceful way.
Yeah. I think I know how you already feel about this. But like, okay, so I was talking to someone and they said that they wish women in the church, because women in church, even if they have interests, they tend to be a little bit more subtle. Like, they aren't going to be more like secular women where they just going for it. But he said that he wished that even women in the church would give, like, men wish that they would give some, like, get some type of sign from women so that they know, like, okay, she's interested. And I agree with that, because the reason I was such a go-getter type woman is because in my mind, men are stupid. I'm just being real. Now, I don't think men stupid no more. I'm just telling y'all my mind back then. So I used to think that men are stupid. They don't get it. They are oblivious. I feel like everything goes over their head. So I feel like if I wasn't clear, like, I want you, I would like to go out with you, what are we doing? I feel like they didn't get it. But I feel like I could give all the signs. I could do a little shoulder bump. I could giggle, bat my eyelashes. They just like, yeah, what's up? No, like, you're not getting it. Right. So I started to feel like, okay, I need to be assertive. But now I'm trying to like take that away. Yeah. But then when he said that, I'm like, that's how I feel, because I feel like a lot of men have rejection issues. Their egos get bruised. So if they do see a girl that they like and they're like, all right, bro, I'm going to just go for it. And then they try to talk to her and she's like, no, I'm good. That hurts them. And a lot of times they be like, I'm not talking to nobody else. Yeah. So I'm just like, for those ladies who are interested in a man, and like she may be a little bit more subtle, like, do you think she should like give a little bit more signs so he can know, and then he knows to approach her? Like, what you think about that? Because I feel like you're a little bit more laid back. You like, no, I ain't doing nothing. You like, I ain't doing nothing.
I like the Book of Ruth. I think that it's a good example where they her and Naomi had an agenda. Okay, we need to find you a husband, whatnot. Ruth goes and starts working the field, and just works really hard. Works really hard in the field and shows up every day, and then Boaz comes, sees her, invites her over, talks to her. Then they're like, "Oh, okay, Boaz, like seems like a good one." And she continues to just show up. She didn't do anything but just works hard, showed up, did the things. So no, get in their line of vision, maybe, and that's it from a distance. I mean, that's it. As far as the rest, I promise you, a man that has done his research, that has seen you, that's enough. If they see what they like, it's probably the first thing. Then two, and I'm just talking about a man of God that's following the principles. Two, they've been watching, check to see if just consistency, even whatever space you're in, because it may not even just be the church and whatnot. Because I've met men in other areas, and it's the consistency. Just kind of see their vibe, what were they dressing like, what are they are they cursing a lot? There's ways to still kind of vet someone even from a distance.
That's true.
And maybe they'll start asking around, is she dating anyone? Is she, whatnot, trying to get a feel? And I wholeheartedly believe that they will make a move, regardless if they know that they're going to get rejected. So it's just not something I concern myself with. Like,
period.
And if at the end of the day, if it's a man that I have had to do, a bit too much or have done things, already you're going in a step of leading. That's not how I want to like start that foundation, start that relationship. If I felt like I had to do a lot of that initiation or prompting, I don't think there's any issue with, if you see them trying to get in the same circle. Or I always remembered another young adults I used to go to. They said have a game night, do game nights, have a bunch of girls, have the girls cook, invite the men over, have everyone, be on the same. There's ways to try to mingle just to show that and then of course if you ever get able to like talk to that person, there's ways to kind of tell. And man, they're not stupid.
I'm learning they're not stupid. They're a lot
stupid.
smarter than what I thought.
They are. They're not stupid, and they will go ahead and do that. But that's how
I love that. No, me and him did talk about that, and then kind of like you said, like men are not stupid. I proceeded to tell him like I think that when a man is ready and he knows like okay, this is the woman I want to be with. I see her being my wife, whatever it is. They're intentional, very intentional. Like you won't have to question it. And like I was telling another friend of mine, I'm like, God is not the author of confusion. If you ever feel confused, it's probably not sent from God. It's not. Just relax on that because that man, he's gonna show you. And I do feel that way. Like you won't have to worry about it.
I do think being careful with the I'm ready, because there's been a lot of times where I'm ready or I'm not ready. Because there's been a lot of times where what does that mean? Like who told you you're not ready? And passages in the Bible, most all those characters were not ready for what God had for them. When in the Bible did God ever be like, okay, get fully prepared, and then I'm gonna no, like God always took them mid.
That's so like good, girl. I wish I had a shooter though with you.
And that's the thing. Even men, they want to, and I have a heart for it because I know they want to do right by a woman. They want to get financially ready. Okay, I got to do this, this, and this before I find a wife, and I'm ready to have a family.
It's
and all
that
those
pressure they feel from society.
It's sad, so I try to give them grace because we're supposed to be a helpmate. They don't need to get to the palace before they get the queen. It's kind of, I think that's a lie of the enemy. That's just trying to keep us from marriage, a holy covenant that God gave us. And I wish more men wouldn't have so much pressure on themselves to rise to the top before, because a lot of us women, they don't have to be in the kingdom. The good-hearted women don't. You don't
Good
gotta
hearted.
be inside the kingdom to,
Yeah.
you know, have us. You know, there are some women that do want that, and
Yeah.
their values are just in different things.
Like, I would much rather look at your character and like your ambition and your drive and like your faith in God above anything else.
Yeah.
Like, cause you're gonna get there.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at anyone that is working really hard and it's just like, I'm not ready for it. And it's kind of like, you know, just make sure that's fine. That's, you know, how you feel, but just make sure you're continually, you know, praying about that to God, because
Yeah.
are you saying you're not ready, or is like God telling you you're not ready? Like there's a difference, because we can block our own blessings.
That is true.
Yeah, we
And
can.
I'm glad you brought that
We
up.
can block our own blessings and not be ready for a good person that comes in our life. And
Yeah.
just you missed it. It's about preparation.
And that's so sad. That kind of just made me sad. Like, that you was like, you missed it.
You can.
Because you
can
done
miss a
told
good
yourself
person.
you're not ready.
You can not be ready and miss a good person, and that's real. And it had to take you to miss that to then get ready.
And I think that happens to a lot of
I think
people.
it happens to a lot of people. That's why people are. Everything's happening so much later now, because everyone's just they're thinking they gotta get ready, get ready, get ready, and then they've missed all this stuff. You know, this whole time while people are in their getting ready stage, whatever they think that kind of looks like, it can be a lot of self involved. You're constantly, especially if you're not as focused on God. So it happens a lot if someone's really focused on their career, really focused on other areas. You know, they'll throw in God here and there, and then they think they get to that ready stage. Well, they might be ready in all those other areas, but they just spent the last decade thinking solely about themselves. So now you got to undo all this self-thinking, and now you're trying to find a person, but you've only thought about yourself this last decade, trying to build yourself, trying to build all these things. So it's having a mindset, even in your singleness, and this is just something I'm learning. It is just not about self. It's really, really just about servanthood, servitude, and how much we can give.
Yeah.
In singleness, and then like, yes, you can receive through after giving, after you give, and being happy, being filled by the giving. That's I genuinely am learning that is what singleness is.
Yeah, I had to learn that as well, because when I first became single, it was like, ugh, because I was just like, I just want to be. I'm such a relationship girly. I'm like, ugh, I just want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be single. But like going to one and just, you know, diving deeper into the word, I started to love it. And I'm like, okay, first it was like, I like being by myself. I like how
you fall in love with yourself.
I was like,
trying to,
for real. I'm just like, this is the first time I have my own place to myself. Like, I'm not dealing with nobody. Nobody's in my space. I don't have to share with nobody. I gotta cook for nobody. I gotta clean for nobody. Like, I was just like, this is so nice. And then, like, one to one, I started seeing, like, okay, this is actually what I'm supposed to be doing in my singleness, is serving others. And I'm just like, dang, so it's not about me? I can't.
Yeah, your singleness isn't even about,
I'm like, dang.
You're thinking, get out of these relationships, situationships, and it's, I'm never doing that. And then you just completely turn the focus on self. And it can be valid.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
It's not all bad, but there's levels to it for sure. But then you just spend years, however long, where you're just thinking about yourself and whatnot, if you're not putting God in. So even within these last couple of years, I have really, not even last couple of years, within this last year, just continued to elevate even in my singleness, of just being a better single, being a better, really just woman of God has helped me in that area as well. And it's been amazing.
And it's also changed my mindset. Like, in my singleness, I've also changed my mindset on marriage. Because at first, like, I'm going to be honest, I'm a spoiled brat. I'm spoiled. Like, I am so spoiled. Like, I'm
in
spoiled.
What ways?
Like, I think because I'm so used to having relationships in the past, like, I'm not used to, like, doing things by myself. Like, I would like,
okay.
Huh.
No, it's because I'm actually the opposite.
I'm not used to doing nothing by myself. Like, when I became single, because it's been well over a year now, and I'm just like, I gotta take my own car to get oil. I have to put air in my own. I have to fill up my own tank. I gotta put paintings up in my own house. Like, I'm just not. Like, I was so used to, and like, mind you, my relationship with my ex-husband, it wasn't all the way bad. There were some good. And I really was like, dang, I used to come home to like bubble baths and foot rubs and like back massages. Like, I'm just like, I was spoiled. So like
princess treatment.
Yes. I didn't like princess. I used to be like, I'm a queen. I'm a queen. Even though like being Brady is very much so princess, but I didn't accept it. But like coming from that and then like just not having that, I'm just like, you know what? See, this is why I'm ready to get married again. Yeah. I just want my man back. I want my feet rubbed. Like I start thinking like that. But like over time, just like learning, dang, it ain't even about that. Like even marriage ain't even about me. So I had to shift my focus, and I was literally talking to one of my friends about this too, and she was like, uplifting me, telling me how much of an amazing woman I am, which I appreciate. And she was like, girl, your husband coming soon. And she was like, saying all these nice things. And I'm like, girl, yeah, I'm excited for that. But I'm just like, if it's not the right man that can help me advance God's kingdom, I don't want him. And I heard myself say it, but I was just like, wow, girl, yeah. I don't want nothing. I don't want it.
I love it.
If we cannot advance the kingdom of God
10
together,
toes
I don't
that
want
one.
it. Like, of course, it'll be perks, like, if you do come rub my feet. But, like, we also about this kingdom business. Yeah.
Push the kingdom.
Push the kingdom and rub my toes at the same time. Can we do balance? Mm-hmm. Love it. It's the balance. No, for real. So I just feel like, yeah, it's been crazy. Like, just the trajectory of, like, dating then and how I see things now. And I feel like also I listen now. That's another thing. When we were talking about red flags, that's one of the red flags I never paid attention to. Like, if a man would tell me something, like for example, like I'm not ready. I used to have this so confident mindset, like he just not ready because he ain't met me. Like he just don't know me. Mm-hmm. Like let him get to know me, he'll be ready. Like I really.
Hey, but the self-evaluation is going crazy right now. Like that's big.
I know, but like I've learned that if a man tells you something, listen.
Believe it.
Believe it, 100%. Okay? Because although I will say there hasn't been many men that looked at me and was like, oh, I'm not ready. They just acted ready and wasn't ready. But like, just like a past experience of someone telling me they weren't ready, and then I had that overly confident attitude, and now it's like they may have seemed like they were changing, and now it's like that's feeding my ego because like I was right. They were gonna get ready for me. And then there's like a switch, and it's just like, see, I told you I wasn't ready, and like all this stuff is coming back at me, and it was so painful. I was like, nah.
Gotta listen. That's good. Question is, whose red flag was that? Was that if a man's not ready, is that a red flag, or
was I being a red flag?
Was that
girl? I definitely was a walking red flag.
I think that a mindset could have been, because if not listening, I guess, and hearing. But we do that. Sometimes we sell ourselves a dream.
I heard them loud and clear, and I said, okay. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. So, yeah, I was definitely being stubborn. I'm grateful that I'm not in that mindset anymore.
That's beautiful. No, it is so... It is... What is it? Breaking chains. Like, freedom. There we go.
It is freedom.
Freedom in just believing the truth. Yeah. You got to look at a situation and ask yourself, what is true? Not what's the potential, the hope, the dream that you're creating. I know we love to go to bed creating this dream that puts us to sleep.
Yeah.
I've been doing that since I was a kid. We'll come up with a little whatever. And you got to ask yourself, what is true? What they said and what their actions, and do they align? And you got to go off that. You got to really go off of that and that alone. It's almost, what is it, black and white? It's hard. It's not. It feels like it's gray, muddy waters.
That's so crazy you said that. I was talking to my best friend, and we were talking about relationships, and we were talking about going with the flow. And I was telling her, there is no go with the flow. There's no go with the flow. Like when it comes to somebody, and you just like, it is what it is. We're gonna go with the flow. We're gonna see. I'm like, there is no flow. There's either intentionality or nothing at all. Either this is what it is, or not. I'm like, there's really no middle area. Like I feel like going with the flow leads you anywhere. Like what's the flow to? What we flowing to? Don't rivers flow to oceans?
Right. But my question to that is that even something women need to concern ourselves with? Whether we're going with the flow or intentionality. If we're supposed to, if we're not even, it doesn't. They do that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying there's no gray area. We shouldn't be going with the flow.
There doesn't.
Yeah, it's
But there's no decision to be made.
yeah, we shouldn't be making.
Some women will be like, oh, should I just go with they'll make a pros and cons list.
That's true.
Should I stay in it? Should I not? Should I go with the flow? Lord, let me, like, if we're already not supposed to do anything but be working hard in the field and Boaz shows up, there's really no decision
Yeah.
that has to be like made other than the initial I mean or after the fact of, okay, now this person has intentionally started pursuing me. Then yeah, you got to bring them into your family, bring them around friends, bring them. There's some things probably that need to go on to make a final, like, okay, we're gonna try to make this work, get into it. But before that,
Ashlyn said, "We not doing nothing, ladies." She said, "If he wants you, he gonna come get you, and you just need to do what you doing and be cute." That's it. That's it.
Be cute. Be working on God. That's it.
That's it.
But it's preparing yourself, also embodying who we are as women. Your helpmate, the helpmate characteristics don't start when that man comes into your life. Your helpmate characteristics need to be doing that now. I do really like how Pastor talks about, you want to practice living with, get a roommate, be in community, learn how to serve, learn how to do other things. There shouldn't be no, I don't want to cook, I don't want to clean, I don't want to go and learn it all. Learn it all. Be of help and of servitude. Whenever this person comes, it's like, hey, I've been doing all these things. I mean, for myself, I hope that someone was to come in my life, and if and when they do, it's like you've prepared. I mean, Abraham Lincoln said this: "I will prepare, and perhaps my chance will come."
Yeah.
It's perhaps my chance will come.
So whether it does or it doesn't,
you're doing the things.
Exactly.
And it's wild how you mentioned, so you said you're spoiled and this is what you're used to. I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I'm so used to getting all the oil changes myself, doing I put furniture together, just all the independent things. And now I'm in a place of trying to unlearn some of that independency and be a better receiver, because that is part of it. That is part of being in relationship with others, is to be able to receive other people's love and help and support. And I think that this independent boss babe mantra that is just pushed down our throats at this point is a lie. It is a lie that independency, that I don't believe that's biblical. I think community is biblical.
Yes.
And independency is, I think that like someone said, if I were Satan, I would continue to try to isolate.
That's the part. Yes,
the isolation. Continue to try to isolate all of these people. They're trying to build their career. They're going home to these multi-gajillion-dollar apartments, penthouse, this and that, and they're alone. And suicide rates are up. And this, because we're all trying to individually be this person, be this thing, gotta hit this goal, gotta do this just by ourselves. And it's a lie.
We're not meant to do it by ourselves.
I don't want to do it by myself.
Me either, girl.
I don't even want to do it by myself. I mean, I want community. I love it. I need to stay in community. I'm a better person in community. I'm a better person when I'm serving people, and I'm trying to be of servitude to other people. Yeah. That is the best Ashlyn, the best version of myself I can be, is when I'm doing those things.
I love that. And that's amazing. And I feel like I feel the same way. Like, being a servant to others, like, and serving in church, I love it. Like, I love going to church. I love serving. I love serving others. Like, it's really beautiful. Like, I really actually enjoy it. What do you feel like God has shown you about your worth and what you truly deserve during this? Like, when it comes to dating, or when it comes to, like, maybe even wanting a husband, like, what do you think he's shown you about yourself?
Love looks so differently than I thought it. Than I ever thought it was. And this can go back to absent father, and just having misled and distorted thoughts about men. I think that, one, it took me a while to really unpack a lot, as I'm still doing. But one thing is understanding what love really what love really is, and it is that sacrificial type of love. So when I start receiving that, just even from, I don't think I was recognizing it. I really don't think I was recognizing it. Oh, I didn't get these. I don't feel this butterfly feeling. Even if they are a good man, it's like it doesn't feel there. I kind of I would self-sabotage. Like, I'd look for, the first out. Even if it was a good godly man, I'd still just, I got to a point where I'm just like, I'm not recognizing love. And I have a whole Bible, all these scriptures on what God tells me it is. And I still was just like, not even recognizing it.
Wow.
And it took a while. And I'm still trying to recognize and understand kind of what that love looks like. And then also it makes me want to love differently. I think flowers and chocolates and all the romance, all the cutesy stuff is great, but it is probably just the absolute bare minimum of bare minimum. And that love is really how they treat you and how they love you and how they serve you on their rainy days. How you can serve and love them in those hard moments. And it's practicing that again before for that man ever even comes in your life. If you got family members, if you got friends that you can really be practicing that sacrificial love on.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like practice when you know you're upset, when you know you're in these storms. It's so easy to isolate and not want to whatever. But when you get a partner, but you think we're not going to be able to do that? In our singleness, we could do that. You can get in these storms and go isolate yourself and not want to be around nobody, not want to do this, not want to whatever. If we want a partner so badly, we're gonna have to go through that and be available in the meantime, or be able to communicate, be able to practice that. Practice it on people around you at this moment. Practice showing that love, and that love will come to you. And it's in scripture, and it's not that fiery, burny, crazy feeling that we think that is. It's a slow, burn that is patient and that grows. And if you look at it, the analogy like a fire, um, it's not fire that just you throw a bunch of wood on it, gets going, and then it dies down.
Yeah.
And that's what we're so used to. I assume, and it's that inconsistency. You got to feed the fire. You got to feed the fire to keep it going. You got to do so much to keep it going. But it's just when you add some wood here and you just slowly feed it, it'll keep going. Like, I'm learning that love, and I'm allowing myself to really learn that love. I'm so done self-sabotaging stuff, because we are God's daughters, and He loves us so much, and we should love, and we deserve to receive that type of love too. So if you have self-sabotage issues, or run from, or run towards chaos and inconsistency, that's something within ourselves that you got to take responsibility.
But I think what I learned about, let me put this down. What I learned about what I deserve is, so like, it's so funny because I actually asked God last year. 2023 is when I did my full surrender. Where I was telling you that I was just like, Lord, whatever you want to do. October 2023, that's when I fully surrendered to God, and I was just like, whatever you want to do. And last year, I specifically asked God, like, please, Lord, help me with my fruits. Like, I want people to start looking at me and they see you. It's most importantly, help me with my patience. I was like, please help, because I pride myself on being a patient person, and I'm patient with everything except dating. So I feel like that is something you said, like, just learning to be patient with the journey. Because I am, like I said, I was like a go getter type of girl, and like if I wanted it, it was like we out next week. But it's just like learning that things take time, and like I am God's daughter, and He wants the best for me, and I have to understand that sometimes the best takes time. It might still be in the oven, you know. He might still be baking. He just like, hold on, he coming. I still gotta bake him up a little bit. We gotta put the decorations on top, like chill. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm learning that, to like really be patient so that I can truly get what I deserve. Because I desire someone that like accepts me and loves me.
Do you feel like you have grown in those patience, or did He send that?
I feel like I'm still growing in it. I don't feel like I'm perfect. I still need to simmer myself. I still need to cook. Like, I feel like he be having me on a pot, And then I start boiling over, and they be like, "Let me turn her down because she acting up." And I be like, "All right, sorry, Lord." That part. Start boiling. You said practice. So that's another thing I started doing after I like took some time to myself, healed, got back in the church, and I was just like, okay, maybe I am ready to date. I was like, you know what? I may not have somebody right now, but I'm growing my community of ladies, and I'm gonna practice on the people around me. So I practice like catering to my friends, and I practice grace. I practice being loving. I practice being understanding and caring. Like even if like I have a girls' night and like we have a slumber, I'm a cook. I'm gonna clean up. You don't have to worry about it. Like I practice those things with my girls because it's just like I want to kind of keep that fresh. So whenever he do come, it's just like second nature. Like I got it, babe. That was one of the things I did miss about having like a partner. I was like, dang, I miss cooking for somebody, but I was like, I'll cook for my friends. So yeah, girl, dinner party, let's do it. I'll cook it up. I'll invite the ladies over too.
So much to unpack.
Yes, like we could do it. Unpacked a lot.
We've come a long way.
We have, and I love that, and I really am glad I met you. And I feel like we met each other in a stop. Don't make me get emotional. Oh my god! But I feel like we met each other in like the perfect season, and like even
the stormiest storm season.
But like
both of us were like,
yeah, but like we are literally getting through it.
Yeah.
We don't talk 25/8, but it's like I hope you know I'm always here for you.
Absolutely. I love a good. It's not that even we're the low maintenance friendship, but sometimes those are just like, hey, I see you. I know I'm here. You can count on me. We may not, do the whole everyday thing, but like there's a beauty in like a slow burn type of, because there's relationships, friendships I've been in where it's like, hot, 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 got to do this, and it fizzles out just as quick. And it's like, there's a beauty to a slow burn type of. I feel like learning.
Like in all aspects, whether it's with friendships or romantic, like I am learning to enjoy the process instead of like it going so quick. Like I really do enjoy like taking my time and getting to know someone like slowly but sure. Like it's beautiful. Like unpacking and uncovering things. Like a lot of things we talked about today, I didn't know about you.
Really?
But I learned today.
I love it. I appreciate it. This is good.
Well, thank you so much.
We talked about it, friend. We talked about it.
Oh, I should start ending the show like that.
We can say it at the same time.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Friend, we talked about it.
Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
I love you too. All right, y'all.
Friendship, relationship. We love all the ships besides them situationships.
Oh,
we don't like that shit.
And talk about situationships?
No. Those are in the past. We don't do those no more. There is no situationship. And really, let me just situationship. That's one extra thing that gets added before the end goal. Like, what next? The enemy's gonna keep adding stuff in. First, we're talking. Now, before that, we're gonna start. What else are we? There's gonna be something before that.
There's some
it goes. Talking, situationship, dating, gotta be engaged for this.
Y'all, she didn't even want to talk about it. Look at her. But you going into it. We gonna talk about this because I had a situationship. I jumped ship, but then I asked the ship to come back and I got back in it.
Stay aboard.
Aboard.
Stay off the ship.
No, I got back in that ship. But you never know. Like, there's so many ladies that do it. We can have somebody
talk about the ship.
Talking about the ship. The situation.
What about the ship?
I don't know what to say about it except like, I mean, we kind of covered it. Just like like if somebody wants you, they're going to be intentional. Because I feel like a lot of situationships, men are, or even women do this too. They're dragging it out. Like they're kind of stringing you along and like leading you to think. It's almost like gaslight. Like leading you to think like y'all gonna have something when that's not really their intention.
I think the way I look at it, I date. We're friends.
Okay.
We're friends. If you want to pursue that differently, like I can, be friends with a man. I think we could be friends, acquaintances. We may not even want to call it that. Like we're grown at this point, so maybe like calling another man my friend. I don't know. Like cool with that person. They want to take it to pursuing me. Okay, now we're dating. We're going on dates.
Yeah.
I really, if someone asks me, I'm dating. I'm actively dating. I'm single, but I'm dating. There's somebody pursuing me intentionally. I'm dating. Now, if that's, I think the next step can be that boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't want to live in that for too long. I think that can get strung out too long too. I'm not saying it's got to be this whole like in the next 6 months, this and that, but like we don't got to live there because again, boyfriend, girlfriend, you can start really dressing that up like marriage too, and it's not that. It's not that, and really starting to practice, even that sacrificial love a little too much. I hate to say practicing it too much because it shouldn't be that, but
it's too
if
soon.
you start, canceling this, doing this, moving around all these things, and it's dragging, and your boyfriend girlfriend for just X amount of years, and
years is crazy.
there's a world where that's doing too much because then you got to get engaged. Then how long's that got to be? And it's just I'm not looking to drag that stuff out for that long. There gets to a point where all these things, the end goal, there is marriage, and as women, we do have a time clock. We're not quote unquote like messing around because you can then be with someone for 4 years and it can still end. People forget that you guys aren't married, so then you guys break up and you just spent the last 4 years. 4 years is a long time. 4 years is a long time. But I know you think back and you're reflecting right now. She's reflecting. That's okay.
What's 7?
It's where we're. It's
plus 5
we,
plus 2.
It's what
plus
we
1. That's all the years I lost.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Listen, okay, I get what you're saying. I think what totally will like completely negate like just situationships is that, especially if you're a Christian woman or a Christian man, and just following those principles, and like that's just not even going to be an option. It's not even going to be an option, like especially if the goal is marriage. And then I honestly believe that we should not be dating until you're ready to be married. Like that's just like my mind frame. So if you don't even feel like you're ready to be married, don't even date. Don't even waste that person's time. I feel like you should have a marriage mindset before you step into that relationship.
Okay, my question is, how do you know? Do you know? Like, as a woman, if I'm not a pursuer,
you know if you're ready to be married, or does the man know they're ready to be married?
I'm just getting ready. I don't know when that will like.
Well, you may not know when you're going to get married, but do you feel like you're a wife, and if you were to get married, you can perform those duties of a wife?
I think that you're asking me if I'm ready to be a wife.
Yeah.
I think that my answer, because it's like I try to, if I don't know, I'm trying to think of a different metaphor, but it's kind of the same as any other, call it career. Are you ready to be that career? I don't know. It's to me, you can never be 100% ready.
No, not 100%.
So if I'm not 100%, then you're not ready.
Well, I get what you're saying, but if that is not the end goal, or you don't have that mindset, that's what I'm saying. So like, if you were to date someone, if you were to date someone, like if he was just like, listen, I want to date you because I want to be married, that's my end goal, would that scare you away, or would that make you lean more into it?
Old Ashland.
We talking about Ashland now.
I'm ready to lean.
So I feel like that's a sign that you more so have a marriage mindset. You're not going to self-sabotage. You're not running away. You feel like, hey, if we get there, I'm going to step up. I can do what I got to do.
Am I ready to self-sabotage? Yeah, at any moment. Yeah, because I have to actively fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, so then I'd say no, but I know I've done so much, reflecting and trying to figure out, but I'm willing to work through it. I'm willing to lean into my flaws to continually, like, get better.
And I think that's what's like important.
Is it still in me to want to, how can I practice non-self-sabotage if I never even try to?
No, that's real, because like even me, like I still have like an underlying fear from being hurt. So like even if I was to start dating,
you gotta actively I'm ready to put up a fight.
And that's what I'm talking about.
And
like,
so,
you have that awareness,
yes.
and like, because that's what it's about. Like, even when you get married, like, because it's never going to be perfect.
Right.
But like, you have to have that willingness to go through it. You have to have that willingness to be aware and fight. And you just said you have that.
Yes.
So like, whoever marries Ashley, it sounds like they getting a wife who's gonna be ready. Like, whatever we go through, I hear it, I see it. This may be hard, but we're gonna get through it together. That's what I hear. Cause that sounds ready to me.
I appreciate that.
Cause like, yeah, not everybody has that. Because a lot of people, if they even sense some type of strife, it's like they want to run. Like, oh no, I'm not dealing with this. It's like that avoidant personality comes out. But it's like, you like, nah, that used to be me, but that's not me no more. I'm gonna fight through this. So that's a sign of readiness, if you ask me. I'm gonna go ahead and do this rooted reflection. So here's the rooted reflection prompt for today. So what do you need to trust God with when it comes to love, whether it's your timeline, your desire, or your healing? And then the scripture I want you all to sit with as well. It comes from Proverbs 3:5-6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. And that's something I've had to learn. I really did have to learn that. Because I feel like I was making stuff up.
We will sell ourselves the most beautiful dream in the entire world. I'm the best salesman. I didn't know I was so creative.
Hello.
I didn't know I was so creative. I didn't know I was such a good salesman.
But all right, y'all, this was so good, and you definitely got to come back. But I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, and thank y'all so much for watching. I will catch y'all next week. Until then, stay rooted, stay real, and stay close to him. Bye, y'all.